A growing number of Canadians are putting their Florida homes up for sale.
There's a lot of Canadians selling, so I do have way more listings than I'm used to.
Real estate agents and homeowners in the Sunshine State are reporting an exodus of Canadians because of a weak loonie and high insurance costs. Canadians in Florida also citing rising condo fees and the higher cost of groceries. A report from the National Realtors Association finds that Canadians make up nearly a quarter of foreign sellers in Florida between April 2023 and March 2024.
So more people are finding out that maybe they screwed up this past year in the election. And I'm going to talk about the state of Florida. As you know, you hadn't heard as much from Ron DeSantis lately because he's in trouble about maybe directing $10 million worth of money that wasn't his into his campaign accounts and all over the place. Oh, his wife is the one who's doing it, though. But what Florida is finding out in voting for Donald Trump, they're seeing the largest decline in the price of homes in Florida in 13 years. There's more homes on the market than there have been in a decade. Those prices are falling, and people are learning that a lot of folks, even though they liked Florida, they didn't want to come in the pretense of only supporting one man. The Canadians have left. We have a ton of folks that had retired there. They're moving to other states. And what's the funniest part is, Florida folks, there is a net positive people moving from Florida to the state of California, which has always been victimized by Ron DeSantis. But folks, the real estate market is in turmoil in Florida. So, and Florida's not used to that, folks. They're used to always growing. Well, Florida's economy and the real estate market is tanking.
Can you just watch that particular? Did you just watch that particular clip I played for you guys? There are houses in Florida that Canadians are willing to sell. Nobody is buying. Nobody is even willing to buy. Nobody is willing to patronize. Nobody is willing to purchase, despite the fact that these houses in Florida are in low cost. Canadians have decided that if that is the case, let's sell up our house and go back to our country. Every single damn thing is actually affecting them. First, hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's Sonia and I'm back again with another mind-blowing video. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are fine. Hope you guys are good. If it's what I'm telling you, do subscribe, like, drop me a comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. For the past 13 years, this is the first time real estate companies are getting like massive houses to deal with, but nobody is willing to purchase. Anyways, I'll go ahead, roll out the clips for you guys so that you guys can actually enjoy, and let me know what your opinion think in the comment section. Do you think it is just because of Trump tariffs that this has actually happened? I really want to know. Anyways, let's just digest into this. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you so much for always coming to watch, and I really do appreciate every video and stitches you see in our videos. Credit belongs to the original creators of those videos. So let's just go there, guys, to enjoy more of this, and I'll be back with commentaries.
Florida has over 2 million empty homes, yet it's still one of the most unaffordable places to live. Let's make this make some sense. So let's break this down. There are over 2 million homes in Florida that are sitting unused, unoccupied. And yet the state is in a full-blown housing crisis. People can't find affordable housing. Houses just keep going up like Beyonce's ticket prices. And the kicker? Insurance companies are raising premiums like it's a new hurricane every week, and it's nothing even going on right now. Yeah, we've had no new hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico. Wait, in the Gulf of America. We've had nothing. So my question is, who is actually really benefiting in Florida from keeping those homes empty? Because somebody has to be benefiting from that. So they keep the homes empty and the rates high. Then who's really winning in that situation? Really? What's your thought? Why do you think they have so many homes sitting vacant in Florida, and why their insurance rates are sky high? What do you think is really going on?
How bad are things in Florida? From a real estate standpoint, I'll tell you how bad. Lee County, Cape Coral, and Fort Myers. It's a small county. It's a small area. How many homes do you think are for sale in Little Lee County, Florida? You probably couldn't guess if you wanted to, but believe it or not, right now, there is over 24,000 homes for sale in Lee County, the most ever. There's never, ever in the history of Lee County been 24,000 homes for sale. And that tells you the dire situation that is going on, not only in Lee County, but around Florida. Because let me ask you another question. How many vacant homes do you think are in Florida right now? Vacant, no one inside. How many? 500,000? 800,000? 1 million. Those would all be wrong because it's double that number. Right now in Florida, there's over 2 million empty homes in Florida. and it's only getting worse. We'll be talking about this all year in 2025. Like and follow for more.
It is sad that already Florida is flooded with over 2 million houses. Now, with Canadians leaving Canada and saying, oh, they want to put out their house in sales in Canada, it simply means that a lot of more houses are going to be there. You understand? It is quite really bad that statistics will carry that these houses are cheap, but you can hear from the mouth of this particular person that you guys, that I've just rolled out the clips for you, that these houses are not cheap. So over 1 million houses, and including the ones that over 2 million empty houses, right, or empty homes, and now adding to these ones now that they are just moving because of Trump tariffs and this rest and so on and so forth. Do you think that a lot of people can actually afford Florida right now? Like I said from the beginning of this video, real estate said they recorded the highest amount in 13 years. In 13 good years, they recorded the highest amount of empty homes that nobody is willing to purchase. And you guys, me and you know that Florida are people that also help in supporting Trump and every other stuff. So is it the tariff that is actually affecting these houses, or is it that nobody wants to buy because of the high cost, or is there something special about this empty over 2 million houses, then adding up to the Canadian ones that are actually living? Let me know as well in the comment section. I'll go ahead and roll out the remaining clips I have for you guys, then I'll come back with commentaries. Let's go, guys.
Canada. The Canadian snowbirds are reducing their purchases of properties in Florida and Arizona and California in particular, and they are listing their properties at significantly higher percentages than ever before. Thank you, Donald Trump. So my Canadians, what do you think? You going to buy a property in the United States because of Donald Trump? You still want to be that 51st state? What do you think about all that? Well, here's what the actual numbers tell us for what's going on. I'm going to focus predominantly on Florida since that's where I am, but I am going to give a nationwide figure. These figures the data are from Redfin, and the data is of July the 8th of 2025, and it shows here that the searches for homes across the United States by Canadians have dropped 26.4%. Specifically in Florida, we've seen in several of the major cities, we've seen a drop in Miami of 30%. We've seen a drop in Orlando of 29.6%. We've seen a drop in Tampa of 23.4%. We've seen a drop in Fort Lauderdale of 21.2%, which is where I am. And we've seen a drop in West Palm Beach of 16.7%. And also the Florida Realtors Association have noticed that they have noticed an increase in Canadian listings. They are at 2 to 3 times the normal amount of Canadians that would be listing for this time of year and the last several months. Again, Canadians are listing at 200 to 300% higher than they normally would. Why is that, Donald Trump? They don't want to be the 51st state. They're concerned about ICE snatching them up. They're concerned about having problems at the border. All this impacts the economy, and many of you may not see it, but it does ripple through the entire economy throughout the United States. And there are Canadians that have purchased properties or vacation across the United States. And this isn't vacation dollars. That's another several billion dollars we've lost, not only from Canada, but worldwide, because vacationers won't come here either because of Donald Trump and because of ICE. So there you have it. So my Canadians, you still looking to purchase in the United States? Are you selling your home or your condo in the United States? Let me know what you do. Love to hear from my Canadians, my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, my burned out labels. Any of my realtors, y'all want to just kick in your thoughts on whatever you're seeing? You don't have to be political, but just the facts. What are you seeing as far as real estate? What are you seeing as far as Canadians purchasing or selling? And what do you think? Let me know.
Apartment buildings here that are being built. These new apartment buildings, many of which are empty. Here in a neighborhood called Wynwood here in Miami. The rents here at an apartment building like this are around $3,000 a month for a 1-bedroom, $4,000 a month for a 2-bedroom. These rents are priced like we're in New York or LA. That's where Miami has gotten to in terms of the lack of affordability. It's priced like New York and LA when it is not yet New York and LA in terms of the strength of its underlying economy as well as the incomes of the people that live here. And that's really the big point and the big problem in Miami's economy and housing market right now, is the incomes have not gone up nearly enough to justify the crazy increase in prices, the crazy increases in rent, and the crazy cost in insurance. So in Miami-Dade County, the median household income, the typical household, can you guess what they earn in Miami-Dade County? Boy, I gotta tell you, there are some loud cars in this neighborhood. People really like loud cars down here. The median household income is $70,000 everyone, while the typical rent is close to $3,000 a month. Meaning that the typical household has to spend about 50% of their gross income on rent, which is just crazy. That's actually the highest rent to income ratio in America. So Miami is actually the least affordable city to rent in America. Even worse than New York, even worse than anywhere in California. And so you ask, how sustainable is that situation, especially with all these new apartment buildings going up? And the answer is it's not sustainable. The vacancy rates here in Miami are now going up. More and more apartment buildings are sitting empty. More and more landlords are now having to reduce the rent in order to fill the vacancies. And that's one of the leading indicators of a market correction, of a market downturn. When you see these big luxury buildings all of a sudden have a lot of vacancies and they're offering concessions. And in a second here, folks, I'm going to show you guys some houses here in an adjoining neighborhood so I could show you what's going on in the local housing market. But first, I want to actually show you an office building just up the street. Actually, just over there, there's an office building I want to show you because this office building is now facing foreclosure. And it was just built a couple years ago. And it's a sign of the expanding commercial property crash here in Miami and other cities around America. All right, folks, here we go. This is the office building right behind me, Gateway at Wynwood, that I was telling you about that's getting foreclosed on. You can see it's a brand new building, an amazing street corner here in a busy intersection in a growing neighborhood. It's in default. It could get foreclosed on. The loan on it is for $100 million. It was built just 2 or 3 years ago.
Whew, anyways, guys, you've watched all of those clips that I've actually rolled out for you guys. I'm sorry, honestly, it is sad. It is sad that if I have a home right now, I want to sell the house. Nobody is even willing to relocate to Florida because of the high cost of living there, because of the high cost of things, because of the high cost of tariffs. So people even decide to prefer to stay in their locals, you understand? Apart from staying in their locals, they even prefer to buy in their locals. A lot of people right now, instead of buying houses in American or in the US, they decide to say, okay, let's go back to our country and get this thing since it is going to be way cheaper for us there. Real estate, they have been crying, they have been complaining, they have been shouting, screaming, and we don't know what is actually going to happen next. But just imagine, we don't even have, normally when the economy was okay, they have over 2 million empty houses. The same question I keep asking and I will still ask, why were there over 2 million empty houses? Is it just because of the price, or there's something there that people do not really want to go to Florida? Let me know as well in the comment section. And now that the tariffs are high, who wants to gather the hell of that money to pack it in when I'm supposed to use that money to eat, I'm supposed to use that money to shelter myself, I'm supposed to use that money to like clothe myself? Where do I get all of those money from? And guys, let me remind you that a lot of people are actually buying houses based on what they call it, based on food stamps, right? I don't know how to put it. Maybe I'm getting the words wrong, because I actually saw a particular video. A particular lady said she has 7 kids, and those 7 kids that she have, because they are giving them, is it money for food stamps, over $3,000, stuff like that, she used some part of the money to actually pay for mortgage. And as it stands now, all of those things have been cut, and all of those things have been taken away. So even people that are willing to buy homes right now, they do not have the resources. Immigrants are relocating back to their location. Canadians are saying, since a lot of things are no longer coming from us, we're already cutting ties, we're already boycotting with US, let's go back to our place. Let's put those houses for sale. Like, we don't even care even if they buy or they do not buy, but let's go back to places that we know that things can actually be okay for us. It is sad that real estate is experiencing this. Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like, if I'm blabbing, maybe I'm saying what you don't understand, let me know as well, or make me understand in the comment section. I always stand the chance to be corrected. That is what I keep saying, because everything I bring here is for educational purposes and for those of us to learn. You understand? Guys, if you've not subscribed, like this video, drop me a comment, and lastly, do not forget to share. Thank you so much for over 130,000 subscribers. Thank you for always coming to watch my videos, and I do not take you guys for granted. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And yes, with no further ado, like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be safe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys, I love you. Mwah.